welcome to Vicky Makes and Builds. This is part 2 and the last part of my behind the scenes videos on the big City Collage 5,000 piece puzzle by Ravensburger, which I attempted to build in 24 hours for the charity Befrienders Worldwide, which is a global suicide prevention charity. Now, I just want to take a moment here to mention that the GoFundMe page for the fundraiser is still open for donations. If you would like to donate to the fundraiser, there is a link at the top of the description below, and that will take you to the place where you can make your donations. At last look, the total was sitting at £2,300 raised for Befrienders Worldwide, which is amazing. And I would just like to thank everybody who has donated and supported this event. So in part 1, I covered my shenanigans up to about the halfway point of this event. There was a fair bit of dancing and singing, live streaming, and of course, puzzling. I had gone through a bit of a lull somewhere between the 8 and 12 hour mark, but I got through it and the puzzle was coming together nicely. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, please do go and have a look at it, just so it gives you a full overview of the event. It's also a lot of fun, and there is a reel at the end of that video of all of your puzzle along puzzles that you sent to me. So I created a playlist for all videos related to this event, and I've linked that in the description below. So if you want to watch that video or any of the live streams or any other videos related to it, you can find those down there. So this video is going to cover the remaining 12-ish hours. I'm going to show you a full time lapse of the puzzle coming together at the end of the video, as well as a 5K puzzle pickup, which was very exciting. Off the back of this event, I also found myself featured in a couple of newspapers and some online media, which I'll chat a bit about as well. And I'll also break down as best I can the amount of time in breaks that I had and my overall feelings about the challenge. So stay tuned to the end for all of that. For now though, let's dive into the building. This starts right after livestream number 4 with SS, who was doing the reading for me, and I am working on some of the greenery in the puzzle. I had put together a bush with some red flowers on it, and I'd separated and built some of the grass beneath Stonehenge, so I was at this point sorting through the remaining green pieces to see what I could fill in. So here goes, and I hope you enjoy. Right, so here I am just continuing going through those green pieces. At the end of the last video on this, I'd pulled out a bunch to build Stonehenge. So I'm just kind of continuing through the pile and gap filling a bit with these. That's why I'm moving around a lot. Here I slowed it down just purely really to show you that I actually have to stand on that chair quite a lot to do various different camera related things. And yeah, so it was really just to kind of point out that this happened a lot during this day, that I was climbing up on that chair. So yeah, that was the purpose of that. So now I'm revisiting the Eiffel Tower, and whilst I was building this, I got a phone call from Matt. And so in the process of talking to him, I'm talking a bit about the Eiffel Tower. I'm back on the Eiffel Tower. Which is proving to be really quite boring. I don't know if maybe the word frustrating would have been a better word for this. The Eiffel Tower basically just resisted assembly at every step. Bloody thing won't go together. I may have to just keep coming back to the Eiffel Tower because it's proving a slow burn. Oh, that doesn't go in either. Oh, found where that goes though. Yeah, bugger. Okay, pieces are starting to go in on this tower now. Ha. Okay, bits all connecting slowly. Now then. Yay! And now I'm back to square one again.
Doing awesome.
Do you think I'll finish?
Yeah.
It's a short
They're
one.
really flying together.
Do you think? Gosh, okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, so you can tell here, doubts are starting to creep in about whether or not I could finish, but Matt still had faith. So that's under there, and then there's another one. Was even further down. Gosh. Thought I'd have a bit of fun there with the Name That Tune. If you think you know what I was whistling, please do leave your comment below. So we're getting on for 8 o'clock now at this point, and I haven't eaten any dinner yet, so it was time to call in my son Jasper to help me out with that. Jasper, could you maybe come here a minute? Please. I've not had dinner.
Okay.
Could you put me a plate of something together? So, like, I'm just going to tell you what I want, because I don't want everything. Can I get just, like, maybe 4 slices of salami?
4 slices of salami.
So, the salami and the cheese and everything... Yeah, I know. It's all in a bag on the left-hand side. Like, everything's kind of in a big bag.
I know.
I'm not telling you what salami is. If I could get like 4 slices of salami, could you cut me some baguette?
A baguette?
Like, there's a baguette. If you just slice a thin bit off the end so I don't get the hard bit.
Yeah.
It's in the bread bin. And if you could cut me maybe like 3 bits of that and just spread them with some butter.
Okay. I'll get Freya to help.
Couple of slices of cheese. So salami, couple of slices of cheese.
Salami, cheese, bread.
I'm trying to think what else there is. What else did I get?
I don't know. Cucumber, carrots, hummus.
I don't fancy hummus, but you could cut me up some cucumber. That'd be healthy.
Okay. Do you want hummus like that, or no?
Do I want what? Sorry.
Hummus like that.
No, I'm good for the hummus, thank you. But if there's anything else I got that I forgot about, then chuck some of that on the plate too. Okay. But Jasper here really embodies the role of impatient waiter quite well. He was getting quite impatient with me, and I actually thought I was about to explain to him what salami was, which I thought was quite hilarious. I spread both sides. Oops. Spread both sides. Well, okay, that's fine. Thank you, I appreciate you bringing me that. So Freya, who helped in the preparation of dinner, obviously felt that it was the right thing to spread both sides of my baguette, which was very unusual, but again, quite hilarious, offered some comic relief. So here, back to the puzzle, I am eating my dinner and I'm working on that bottom left corner. I'm really going through that box of pieces, which is some building pieces that I separated out that are a bit more architected buildings and tend to be lighter in colour as well. They tend to be more white or light greyish brick colour. So it's covering areas like that temple in the bottom left corner, the Brandenburg Gate, the Taj Mahal in some instances, and also the Great Wall of China. Working on a more generic pile of pieces like this means I'm moving about a bit, jumping around different parts of the puzzle. Thankfully, they're all at the bottom end of the puzzle, so it's not so bad, but it does get a little frustrating because I'm moving that box all the time. I have to keep moving that board all the time because I've got some pieces on there as well. And I just think generally the buildings were starting to frustrate me a little at this point. It was a lot of gap filling and no real visible progress, on one area. So what I decided to do was eat a banana and also grab my box of sky pieces and sort through it. Now, I wasn't aiming to do a thorough micro sort at this stage. What I thought I would do was pick out some specific features of sky. In this case, it was pieces with red in, so there's some birds, berries, butterflies, that kind of thing. Any sky pieces with red in, I separated, and I also pulled out a lot of gap filler pieces. You can see that pile on the actual table at the bottom of the puzzle there. They are largely bits of water, bits of the roof of that Turkish temple, and parts of the Statue of Liberty. So here I've switched to the overhead view because my camera in the corner stopped recording and I hadn't realised, so it missed half of the sorting off. So you can see me finishing the sorting here. And then I'm moving over to the top end of the puzzle in order to build a lot of the pieces that I just separated. I just wanted a break from my buildings. You can see here, I'm just sitting a minute, sitting back in the chair, I'm having a wee drink. I'm doing this more and more as we go along because my back and neck do hurt at this point and it's not really going away. It's kind of consistent. It's not like screaming pain, it's just an ache. And so I have to sit back sometimes. I have to stand up periodically. You can see here, I'm just giving my back a wee stretch and I have to just stand and just stretch a bit. So yeah, it's starting to take its toll physically. But I was really feeling it in the base of my neck and the top of my spine. So here, when I'm in front of the camera here, it tends to set off the flickering, so I do switch to this overhead view again. I've tried to slow down the time lapse a bit so you can see what I'm doing. I've finished the edge, finally. That was kind of in pieces for quite a long time at the top there, but that's done now. And here, this is very satisfying. I put together finally the Statue of Liberty. It was much easier when I actually had the pieces to go in it. There were just a lot clearly missorted before and it was causing problems with putting it together. So now it's very much a lot more complete. More snacks coming here. Jasper came in and offered me, it's like a dessert. It's like I think it was like a cookie dough with chocolate or something. I don't know, I can't remember. But he offered me a piece and I said yes. So I'm doing a lot of eating and grazing during this. So you've seen I've had my dinner, I've had my banana, I've had my cookie dough dessert. I'm really trying to keep going, keep the energy up. And before I know it, it's almost 11 p.m. and time for another live stream. Hello, Liza.
There you are. I was getting nervous.
I'm here. Don't worry.
Okay, I've noticed in the past chats that you've been having that it's been really chatty. Do you want to continue with that, or do you want to more quiet time to be in the zone?
No, the chat's nice. I'm quite enjoying the chat, so that's all good. That's all good.
Great.
I'm just trying to figure out how to Best set this up. Give me 1 second. I need to put my phone up.
Take your time.
And then I'll be with you. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. This is my day. This
Yeah.
is what I'm doing.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're doing it. Right, so here I've just time-lapsed the live stream footage just to show you kind of what I'm building as I'm talking to Liza. If you want to see the live stream, then you can find that in the playlist, which is linked in the description below. Anyway, I've just gone back to doing what I was doing before. I moved up to the sky for a brief spell, which is just hitting those lighter coloured building pieces, flitting back and forth from the building on the left to the building on the right to some of the buildings in the middle. And yeah, a lot of moving around, a lot of gap filling. But it was easier to puzzle the lower half of the puzzle whilst I was live streaming, because then the mic would pick me up and the voice chat in the Discord server would pick me up as well. So that was my reasoning for going back at this point. So often after I'd done a live stream or if I'd taken a phone call, I would actually just puzzle in quiet for a wee bit. I'd probably just forget to put the music back on, but sometimes it was nice just to puzzle while it was quiet. But it was a good thing, I think, because then you get to enjoy my really questionable humming. So here I'm just doing more of the same, lots of back and forth, lots of gap filling. Mostly I'm focusing on Taj Mahal. That is actually starting to come together there in that bottom right corner. But I'm getting really quite frustrated now and my back aches. So you're about to see me just pause for a moment. Why is it getting so hot? Alexa, set a timer for 2:50 a.m.
Alarm set for 2:50 a.m. tomorrow.
So I actually forgot about this. It did get really hot in the puzzle room. I don't know if I was just feeling the pressure and warming up because I was stressed, or if it was actually warming up. I don't recall it being particularly cold at this point in the year. We did have a lot of hot weather for quite a long time. But yeah, that basically meant that the pigtails came out and the hair went back up in a no-nonsense ponytail. But it just kind of added to the discomfort I already had in my back, and I was ready for a break. Oh my god. There's no way I'm finishing this. I really want to do as well. It's bloody boiling, I need to go for a walk. So that is what I did. I went for a walk. Now this was a tough moment in the process for me. My back and neck were aching. It was also getting hot in here and the buildings were just resisting me and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere fast. I knew that these next few hours were going to be all about just keeping going, and I think that's why the previous 4 hours were quite food focused. I just wanted to keep my energy up, and actually I'll talk just now a little bit about food. You have seen so far mostly how I went about feeding myself during this event. I pretty much ate as I puzzled and the kids brought me stuff when I needed it. I had emptied a square in the Collage shelf behind me and I used that really as my food cubby, basically. I had some bottles of water in there. I had a lonely can of Red Bull that had been given to me by a work colleague. I had a banana, a couple of bags of snacks. I just wanted some things to hand so that I could grab them when I needed them. Now, I didn't have a particularly big dinner, but I wanted something relatively non-messy. So that was why I went for just a variety of things on a plate that I could just pick at. Of course, I hadn't counted on Freya buttering both sides of my baguette. So that made my fingers a little bit greasy, but I did have a pack of wipes also down here in my food cubby, so that was fine. I was able to just wipe that off. I managed to eat my banana as I was sorting pieces, and the wee cookie dough dessert that Jasper brought through was just on a plate, so it was just a case of scoffing that down pretty quick. Jasper would do occasional runs where he'd pick up all my dirty plates and stuff and he would take them away. So the kids were just really helpful with this, and I would have struggled without them. I would have had to have stopped a lot more. Now, a few people did actually ask me food and drink related questions in that last live stream that I did as well. Was I going to drink my Red Bull in the early hours of the morning? Was I going to have another coffee? Was I gonna open the snacks that were actually wee gift snacks in a little hamper thing that my sister sent me for my birthday? So you know, people were interested in my food choices on the day. What I really aimed to do overall was just kind of graze. I wanted to keep a consistent level of energy going, and I didn't want huge spikes that would then cause crashes. So I avoided more caffeine and I avoided the Red Bull. I also wanted to make sure that once I'd finished the whole thing, I could just go to sleep, you know, and I wasn't too buzzed or awake. So I did avoid the caffeine. I mean, it worked to a certain extent. I was awake, but I was feeling a little bit downhearted at this point because I knew that I was unlikely to finish the puzzle. So what I did was I took myself out of the flat entirely and I went for a walk. I was hoping it would get me to a slightly more focused level of wakefulness. I was also hoping it was going to cool me down because it was getting really warm in here, and I was hoping it would help me with my back and neck, which were aching, just moving around and getting outside. But I didn't want to be too long either, so it was a really quick walk around the block. And having checked the time that I turned off the camera and the time that I turned the camera back on again to start again, that passage of time was actually 11 minutes, so it was a really quick walk. I was keen to get back on, I just needed that time out. So I'm going to dive back into the footage now. The time at this point would have been approaching around 2 AM on the Sunday, which means I was only an hour away from the 6th live stream, and I wanted to try and get a little bit more of the puzzle done before then. So there I'm up on the chair again, turning the camera back on, and I decided to go back up to the sky and work on some of those pieces that I'd sorted out earlier. It was actually kind of a relief to be working on something other than the buildings. Great. Hey, fly. Wonderful. Hey, Jess.
I to Grace real quick. She's in bound.
Hey, Grace.
Hey Grace, there's Mama.
Fly in here, so Grace might be intrigued by the fly.
It's okay. She's just looking up. I think she's blinded.
Yeah, that is quite a bright light. I do not think I will finish this puzzle, my dear.
Oh.
Which makes me sad.
What's that clock say on it? The time, degrees, the date and the month.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty, bye mama.
Bye, darling. You can come and visit me sometimes. That would be nice.
Oh, yeah.
So you have Jasper to thank for the Grace cameos. I think he was just bored at this point, so he was just coming in and just bringing the cat to see me and just talking about random stuff. He came in and asked me a question though shortly after that, and here's what happened. Jasper,
So like tomorrow?
you just let the cat in.
Yeah, I can hear it in like 2 seconds.
I don't know. Gracie! Thank you. So he coaxed him out with a toy in the end. Alright, so some overhead footage here because you can't really see what I'm doing with my back to the camera. I'm just continuing working on those red parts of the sky, which they came together not too bad. There were some light pink areas where it actually was quite tough to find where they were. There's a lot going on in that sky, more than you sort of think. But anyway, you'll see my phone appear there. I actually got another phone call from Matt. I think he was just checking in to see if I was awake and still okay. So there's a wee bit of a snippet of a conversation with him again here. And it just kind of reflects how I'm feeling and how much I was boosted by people's encouragement. Hi.
Hi.
Hey. How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, okay.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I know. I got this though.
I don't think I'm finishing it, Matt. I really don't.
But and what happens if you don't finish it?
Well, nothing really.
If you don't finish it, people are still cheering you on.
I know.
And if you can't, you still raised all that money.
That's true.
And you brought the community together.
True.
And they love you.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't care if you don't finish.
I know they don't care, and I know that they support me whatever happens, and
So what you do next time is if you don't finish it, you do a 5,000 piece puzzle where you don't stop until it's done.
God, really? Trying to kill me?
Imagine that.
No, I'd rather not. He's a cheeky so-and-so. Do a 5k and then don't stop till you're finished. No, I don't think so. Alright, so now I'm done with the sky for a little bit and I'm over on the left side of the puzzle working on that pyramid that's behind the Parthenon. Alright, and now I'm moving around again. Okay, so here I decided to put on some comedy on YouTube on my iPad. That's what I'm doing there. I watch this show regularly called Would I Lie to You, and I just watched my favourite clips of it on YouTube. It's just so funny. It is guaranteed to make me laugh, and I thought at this point that it would keep me stimulated quite nicely. I had had enough of listening to music. The same songs were coming on over and over again, and I found that the audiobook, which I did listen to for a little while earlier on in this process, made me sleepy. Like, it was like somebody reading me a bedtime story. So I turned that off. Even though I enjoyed it, I turned it off because I just couldn't afford to feel sleepy. at this point. Anyway, that's what I'm listening to at this stage, and it is working out nicely. And I thought while I did that I would do some shape sorting. That's what I'm doing there. I literally shape sorted all the rest of the building pieces except a box with a few of the more architected building pieces in. And then Freya decided to join me, and who else? See if you can spot him.
So let the cat in. Let the cat in.
He's so funny, Grace. Like, he knows he's not supposed to come in, and he just takes the opportunity to bolt right through the legs of whoever's standing at the door. And it's like, if I go quick, they won't notice me. Like, I feel like that's what he's thinking. Anyway, I thought I would slow that bit down for you because he really shoots past Freya's legs and it's really fast. So it's hilarious. But anyway, Freya got him out again. You'll probably notice that my kids are up at an unusual time. I think it was partially because I was doing this on this day, and if I'm active, then somebody would usually hear me. I suspect Jasper was asleep at this stage, but Freya, yeah, she wakes up quite easily. So anyway, it was fine. I expected that might happen, but the fact that the cat kept bolting in at every opportunity was just funny. So here, I've shape sorted all the building pieces, but I am still getting really quite fatigued with doing buildings, so I'm chipping in and out of them, and I decided to do a few green pieces, just whatever I could, and then I'm back again to the remaining building pieces that I haven't shape sorted. They mostly make up that Taj Mahal at this stage. A few gaps elsewhere as well. So I'm a bit all over the place, and I think again that's just another way to just keep myself going and stimulated, just moving to lots of different parts of the puzzle so I don't get too bored, really. So now it's 3 a.m. and time for live stream number 6, where I was joined by Jess. Thank you so much, Jess, for helping me with the reading for this live stream. Unfortunately, I had no footage of Jess beforehand, so I couldn't show you any of the chat beforehand. So yeah, SS and Jess, I do apologise that I never got any of that. But here I've speeded up the live stream just so you can see what I've done, or maybe more precisely what I didn't manage. I feel like I just moved pieces around a bit here, but anyway, this is speeded up, and then I've just slowed a few bits down just to give you an idea of how I'm feeling.
Wonderful. Liza's asking how you're feeling.
I am tired. I'm tired now, and I'm not, because I sort of accepted that I wasn't going to finish. I'm not hurrying, if you see what I mean. I'm not kind of go. I'm just trying to just take it leisurely. So yeah, I'm fine, and that's good. Like, I feel better doing that, if you see what I mean. I was disappointed. I did get a little bit of a lull where I kind of felt sad because I really wanted to finish it, but I'm okay. Like, I'm fine with it, and I understood fully that I might not manage it, but yeah. So I'm taking my time, and I'm just 3.5 hours to go, so not too long now, and I can get some sleep.
Claire says, Vicky, just have fun with the puzzle now. It looks great, and you've got so much of it done. Kudos to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I am just going to enjoy it now. Just take it leisurely.
And Liza's asking about how much it has been raised, so let me refresh. Okay, we are at £2,253 raised.
That's amazing. I'm so happy with that. That's amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for donating.
And for anyone wondering about that link, it is in the description of every video about the fundraiser and the 24-hour live stream. And the charity is Befrienders Worldwide. And there's more information on the GoFundMe about them and what they do.
That's right, yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, there's a little trailer and there's a wee write-up of what they do, and it's all there on the page.
So here goes, it's the last leg, and at this stage, look, I'm smiling, I've got my comedy on, and I'm just enjoying it. Like, I'm tired, but I'm enjoying it. I've accepted I'm not going to finish, and I'm just gonna do what I can and not push it myself. I do get another phone call in just a wee second from Matt. So I'll give you a wee snippet of what we talked about. And I just want to say thank you so much, Matt. You really helped keep me motivated during this. You and everyone else.
I'm okay. I'm doing fine. I honestly, it's kind of a relief just accepting I'm not going to finish and just doing this puzzle leisurely. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because rushing it and trying to get it done was like, it was stressing me out a bit, and now I'm like, okay, it's not going to get done. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Everybody's happy, everybody's loving you, everybody's loving you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's been really lovely. Like, the support has been amazing. Really amazing. So it's nice. It is nice. And like Sandra said, it's as much part of the challenge just puzzling for 24 hours as it is finishing a 5,000 piece puzzle.
Oh, I can't even imagine your endurance, because I would have given up to screw this. Screw this. I'm going to bed. I cannot do this anymore. And I would have started hating it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were times when I was like, oh, this is hard. But knowing I'm doing it for charity helps. You know, it keeps you motivated. So, yeah. I'm okay. I'm good. I had to open the window in here because it got hot. Like, it got really hot all of a sudden in this room. So I had to open the window, and then a fly came in. Then it flew out again, so it was fine.
So once again, thank you so much, Matt, for calling, making sure I'm doing fine and still awake. And also, Matt helped to moderate the chat as well. So I really appreciate you doing that, Matt, as well. So thank you so much. It was just lovely hearing those words of support from everybody. And that's one of the reasons I love the live stream so much as well. And especially during the times when I was feeling quite low, when I was tired, when my back was hurting, when it was getting really hot, and when I realised I wasn't going to finish and I felt sad. Just all those words of encouragement and support just helped me so much. And I just want to say that I really appreciate you all for doing that, for saying those things. And, you know, and I know you mean it, so you're not just saying it, but it just meant such a lot. Right, so back to the puzzle. Here I am working on the Parthenon, which is right beside that pyramid on the left-hand side. And actually, this is probably the most substantial bit of puzzling I got done during these 4 hours. I had slowed down, I was relaxing a bit more, I wasn't letting the need to finish stress me out as much. I was just trying to enjoy it and not worry too much. And so I didn't get a great deal of puzzling done. This was probably the least productive session, puzzling wise, which is understandable really if you think about it. But the Parthenon I did get quite a few pieces of that in, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the footage from that, the overhead footage, because you can't really tell how much I got in of it from this angle. So I'm going to interrupt here and just show you a little bit of that footage coming together. Alexa, stop. Okay, so I did this. I didn't do any puzzling for a couple of days. and I actually was having work done in the flat, so I couldn't even access my puzzle room for a little while, but I needed the rest, so that was fine. By the time I did come back to this, it was quite funny because I had a bit of a negative mental state in terms of the fact that I was really tired at the end of the 24 hours, and I wasn't seeing the pieces. I just wasn't seeing them. Like, they were there laid out in front of me, all shape sorted, but I wasn't really seeing nuances or differences between them. And they clearly were, but my eyes were tired and I was tired, and it just wasn't happening. So when I came to approach this again, I had that mindset still. It was really quite bizarre. Even though it was days later, I had that mindset still. And then I just sort of said to myself, look, Vic, you know you can do this. You know that there's plenty of differences between all these buildings. You've just got used to thinking that way about it. And, you know, as soon as I had that realization, the pieces went in and it was fine. And it really was. It just goes to show how puzzling can really become a mindset sometimes. So the buildings came together pretty quick after that. The greenery filled in quite a lot of gaps as well. That bottom half of the puzzle, i.e. everything that wasn't sky, was done bar about three pieces or something in that water section below the Taj Mahal. Because it's blue, very similar blue to the sky, that was the only part that wasn't filled in at the bottom, so it was very much a puzzle of two halves. The sky was actually not too bad to do. It was quite enjoyable. Took a while, but it was a phased sort that I did. I just pulled out, like, initially during the main build, I pulled out red pieces and put them together. Then I pulled out gold pieces and put them together. Then I pulled out pieces with writing in. Then I pulled out tree branches. And I just phased it like that. And then eventually I had them all shape sorted, as you can see here, and I was putting all the pieces in and finishing the puzzle off, and it came together pretty quick after that. So I was really pleased with that, and so happy when the puzzle was finished. It's such a great puzzle. I really like the image on this puzzle, and I really enjoyed the puzzle. This was a truly unique experience, and I'm always going to remember it, and I'm always going to have fondness for this puzzle because of it. So I'm going to let the music bring you back in here, and just enjoy the puzzle.
Okay, I'm ducking a bit because I barely fit in the shot, but I'm going to attempt to pick this puzzle up. It's not the first 5,000 piece puzzle that I will have picked up. I'm just really hoping it stays together because I would actually like to tape this one up. But nothing ventured, nothing gained, so let's see how it goes. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Big City Collage, picked up and down. Yes! It went a little bit awry there and there, but I can straighten that out, no problem. It picked up, yes! I'm so happy. There we go.
So that's it, folks. My big city collage journey is at an end. But I feel like this might be only the beginning of a long time tradition now. I am so happy I did this, and I'm very proud of what I've achieved for Befrienders Worldwide, and I'm just over the moon with what I managed to do in 24 hours. I'd say I was just about past halfway by the time it was all done, but honestly, I was just so happy that I actually managed to puzzle for that long. That really was probably the biggest feat for me. Overall, I felt good. I think I planned it all out right, and I don't honestly think I'd have done anything different in terms of the setup. The best part of the whole thing for me, honestly, were the live streams. The phone calls from Matt, and also the times when my kids came to see me. I just really appreciated all of the engagement from everyone, the boost to my mood when I was feeling down, the huge support when I was feeling up. Your encouragement 100% kept me going throughout the whole thing. And I can't stress enough how important that turned out to be for the success of the entire event. You will have seen that I was in a few newspaper articles after this event, and actually that initial article in my local newspaper turned out to have a bit of a snowball effect. I went from there to being featured in a larger regional paper, and then from that I ended up in one of the Scottish national newspapers, which was just insane, and I was just so pleased that word was getting out. Eventually the articles sort of stopped being about this event specifically, and they were more about my YouTube channel, but still, I'm just so happy to be spreading the joy of puzzling to people. And one other exciting thing that came out of that was the fact that after I think it was after the article in the regional newspaper, the Courier, I was contacted by some students from the Stirling University, and they are film and media students who wanted to make a short documentary about a day in my life as a YouTube puzzler. So it's all gone. It all went just a little bit sort of crazy for a little while, but I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what they come up with. They came and they did a bunch of filming here, but I haven't seen the result yet. But rest assured, as soon as I see it, I will let you know, and I'll give you updates on that. So it was such a great thing. And actually, I want to point out as well that GoFundMe themselves were integral in that. They had got in touch with me, having seen my fundraiser that I'd set up on GoFundMe for Befrienders Worldwide, and they were really touched by the whole thing, and so they got in touch with some of their contacts within the media, and a lot of it grew from that as well. So it was such a great positive thing, and engagement not just from the puzzle community but also from the wider fundraising community as well, and from the media outlets and my local community has just been so amazing. So I hope all of these summary videos gave you a good idea of my whole experience. Please check the playlist in my description for all videos related to this event. That includes live streams, shorts, full time lapses, any of that. They are all in that playlist. I've also popped part 1 of this particular series in there as well, so if you haven't seen that, go and give it a look. I've just tried to give a really good thorough overview of what the whole thing was like on the day, and I hope that you enjoyed it. So now I need you all to brainstorm with me for next year's event. How big a puzzle should I try? How long should I puzzle for? Over how many days? Should I sort during the event, or should I do that beforehand? So many options, and I would love to hear all of your thoughts and ideas down in the comments. So just before I close this video, I would like to say that the fundraiser for Befrienders Worldwide is still open over on the GoFundMe page. There's a link in the description to that. It's at the very top. So if you would like to donate and you haven't yet, it will be open for a couple more days. I will probably close it in the next 2 or 3 days or so. So go ahead and donate over there if you would like to, and I will get back to you all in due course about the final total that I managed to raise for Befrienders Worldwide. Thank you all again so much for all of your support with this. I really couldn't have done any of it without all of you, so thank you again. That's all, folks. I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you in the next video, and in the meantime, happy puzzling. Bye!